you wake up tomorrow, you say, hey, I want to start a credit repair company, right? It's easy. Just get with somebody got a credit repair company. Of course, get some game and learn a little bit. But it's easy to say, okay, cool, I want to start a credit repair company. I know a credit repair company broke it down to 5 different departments, right? Marketing, sales, onboard, dispute, customer service, right? Now what you got to do is go and hire you 5 VAs. Somebody that can do marketing, somebody can do sales, somebody can do onboarding, somebody do your dispute, somebody do your customer service. Now you got the whole backbone of a whole company, right? All you got to do is get a little knowledge, get a little education, or bring somebody in with credit repair experience already, and now you got a whole company, right?
All these whips, I feel like Mitch.
What up, man? It's the boy Pushmanmitch, man, host of the No Fluff podcast. We back again with another episode, man. I got my brother, friend, mentor out this thing, Kenn Collier, man, owner of the biggest black staffing agency, virtual staffing agency. We got to get that right in the world. So guess what? Look, at the end of the day, we want to give you all the quality sauce, bro. I appreciate you for coming on, dog. It's about that time.
Hey, I appreciate you. Definitely giving me the opportunity.
Already, bro. So what's going on, bro? It's 2022. What's new, man? Let's talk about it.
Man, 2022, right? What's new? The same thing I've been doing every year, right?
Okay.
Trying to grow, help other people grow. That's most importantly. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. All right, so tell everybody where you from and why they should know who you is, bro. Because I already know the sauce. I need everybody to know what time it is, man. Y'all don't even know who y'all speaking to right now.
Listen, I'm from Atlanta, right? And I got to make sure I say the real Atlanta.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm from Atlanta, born and raised in Atlanta. Like you said, I own the largest black-owned virtual staffing company in the world. You know what I'm saying? And I say the largest black-owned, but it's soon to be the largest.
Period.
I
like that.
But essentially, what I do is I help entrepreneurs, grow their business, help them free up their time, gain more freedom by hiring virtual assistants, right?
Okay.
But that's what I do. Who I am is, I'm a dad, single dad, 2 kids. Like I said before, from Atlanta, and I just know the importance of having your time, having your freedom, so you can be the father, be the parent you can be, and that's what I try to do. Try to help other people get the same.
That's important, bro. And then you know what else I noticed that you do? You do a lot of philanthropy, bro. You do a lot of giving back.
Yep.
So what makes you want to be, like, because I know you're successful now. You got one of the biggest staffing agencies. You helping entrepreneurs. You make an impact. But what makes you want to give back to the less fortunate? What makes you, like, do that?
Yeah, so I give back a whole lot, right? For me, that's what's most important, right? That's that thing that we sometimes do for a living. Then it's a thing we feel like we living to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I just try to mix the two, right?
Absolutely.
But for the most part, like I said, I'm from Atlanta, grew up here. I ain't had a lot of resources, come from a crazy background. Father at 14 years old.
Ooh.
14,
Spicy.
you know what I'm saying?
How many kids you got now?
I got 2.
2? Damn, you started at 14. So are they spaced out a lot, or are they?
So my daughter is 21.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the one
That
I
was
had
when I
at
had 14.
Actually, I was a single dad to her by 19. Started raising her when she was 4 years old. A few years later, I had a son when I was 22. He's 14 years old now. So his mom was murdered 4 years ago.
Oh,
so
damn.
we talk about being a single dad. Like,
Wow.
I really am a single dad.
Damn, my condolences, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, appreciate it. But that's where a lot of my philanthropy come from, right? Growing up in the streets, trying to figure it out. I ain't have a lot of help, I ain't have a lot of resources, but it took people, just like I'm doing today, that pulled me to the side, say, listen, get this game, this how you do it. And that's what kind of made me transition and start evolving. So I just try to do the same thing.
Okay, that's sauce. All right, so let's talk about this. Virtual assistant, what is that?
So virtual assistant is basically someone that works remotely for you, right? Anything that you're doing from a computer, from a phone, they can come in and help you. Most virtual assistants are from overseas.
Okay.
Most of them come from the Philippines, but they can come from anywhere in the world.
Okay. So you started a whole staffing agency. What does that look like? So you staffing for everybody, or are you like do you like only focus on United States, or are you just like, look, I staff for Europe, anywhere?
So I staff anywhere in the world, right?
Okay.
But the problem that I'm having is everybody need damn VAs, and I can't staff for every damn niche, every industry out there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do staff for all around. But it didn't start that way. It started with me getting the help I need.
Right.
Me hiring one VA first, and then I found out like everybody around me need VAs, and it just evolved into a business.
Crazy.
So everything I learned, the mistakes I learned early on, I just apply it now, and I just help other business on them. But it started with me getting the help I need first.
All right, so let's talk about that. So what you mean, like, so which niche are you literally training your VAs to do certain things? What niche are you kind of targeting?
So I mostly work with coaches, consultants. I provide executive assistance.
Okay.
Right? Of course, you got all type of VAs, social media managers, cold callers, sales VAs, tutors, teachers. You got all type of VAs, but I mainly focus on executive assistants as of now. I'm just now about to branch out and get into these schools with virtual learning assistants, providing tutors and teachers to the schools. But right now, it's executive assistants. But real quick, like I said, I started out hiring for myself. Right. So I actually flew over to the Philippines, and most people don't know this. I flew over to the Philippines 4 years ago. Wasn't nobody teaching about hiring. Wasn't nobody teaching about staffing. I had a company, but everybody was teaching about process and system. Nobody knew what the hell it was when it came to virtual assistants. So I flew over there, did the same thing Frank Lucas did. I said, listen, I need to go to where the plug is. I need to go where it's happening. I flew over to the Philippines, and I stayed out there for a month, and that's just how I started.
You stayed out there for a month?
Stayed out for a whole month.
And then you just built all the connections you needed?
Built the connections I needed. First, I had one connect before I flew over there, right? I hired her from Upwork. She was working for me for a couple of weeks. Speak real great English. She was in school, going to college. All her friends was in school. I'm like, damn, is it really like? Because, I never, outside of me flying to the Philippines, that was my first time ever leaving the country. And I flew over to the Philippines when I left. So I knew nothing about how it was nowhere else besides over here.
Right.
And, you see all the stuff on TV. It's a third world country.
Right.
I don't know what I'm going into. I don't know how they really living over there besides what I saw from her, right? On the Zoom calls with her, and I saw how people was living. I'm like, damn, they living like we living over here. They doing the same things like we doing over here. Listen to the same music, same food, same TV shows, having fun. And I said, I got to go over there. And that's how I started. It started with just a vision, and that turned into like one of the largest companies out there.
Crazy. So you went over there. You just started kicking it over there for a month. You made all the connections, and then you end up starting a staffing company.
Yep. Made some connections. Was out there for a couple of weeks, and finding the office out there. And I was at a big nice office, 20th floor somewhere downtown, and it's real cheap over there.
Right. The cost of living is
cost of living is crazy.
Right.
Had a nice office, only paying like $300 a month.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That what made me end up staying so long. Right. It was cheap to live.
Right. You was like, shit, I might as well. I mean, a lot of people do that. My homies do that in Africa.
Yeah.
So they work in America, but they come back and go live in Africa because the cost of living is so low, and they can literally just do whatever they want there. They living like kings. But it's smart, though. That's a bar in itself, though.
Yeah.
So that was your first time. So how many places you been to now? How many countries?
I've been in probably 18 countries now.
18 countries
I'm
now?
in love with traveling now.
And 4 years ago, that was your first time leaving?
4 years ago. It was my first time ever leaving the country. Actually, I left the Philippines, I stayed in the Philippines for a month first, left there, flew to India, flew to Dubai, flew back to the Philippines.
Damn.
I hit 4 different countries my first time being out
that's
the
hard,
country.
Bro.
Yeah. And
Getting
before that I had only been out of Atlanta a few times.
Crazy.
That's the crazy part.
A lot of people like that that's from Atlanta. That when people from Atlanta, a lot of times they don't really be leaving like that.
Nah.
And unless they go to like Savannah.
Yeah.
Atlanta people go to Savannah State. Savannah people go to Atlanta, go to like Georgia State, Georgia Tech.
I actually went to Savannah State too.
You went to Savannah State? That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, when you from Atlanta, that's what you do for real.
That's what you do. You go to Atlanta. And it's crazy because most people don't know besides now. Like, I was a high school dropout, dropped out of school in 11th grade.
Damn.
Beginning of 11th grade. Spent what should have been my 11th and 12th grade year in school, going to proms and all of that. I spent it locked up back and forth in juvenile.
Damn.
Got my GED and went to Savannah State.
Wow.
So I was in Savannah State off of a GED. Right?
That's dope, bro.
Yeah. And
that's actually a dope. That just lets you know that it's really nothing can stop yourself.
Nothing can stop you.
That's crazy,
Nothing can
bro.
stop you. I always
you got a dope story, bro.
Yeah.
You got a dope story. I mean, I'm just be outside looking, and I just be watching you doing all your great things, bro. And I just be like, damn, I got to really kick it with bro, because every time I see you, everybody speak highly of you. Yeah. It's like literally your social currency is crazy high.
Yeah. It's
like they know like your footprint is out there, bro. So I wanted to give you flowers, bro. You doing your thing.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. It's
For
just,
sure.
Part of it because I'm real humble too. You know what I'm saying?
Are you humble? I'm not humble.
I know. You know, so,
I'm
but I'm humble, and come from just traveling, being in third world countries, being around virtual assistants, hiring them and seeing how they living.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, let me pipe down some. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
blessed to have what I got. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah, you can't never forget that. So me in particular, bro, like the reason why I say I'm not humble is just because I don't like to make myself less than what I am for others, like insecurities.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I do understand and I'm thankful for what I have, and I'm appreciative, and I don't take it for granted. But at the end of the day, I think it's a lot of people, even like just the way you came dressed today, it's going to be people that's going to really be able to relate for just that one fact that you have the ability to have the options that you have. And like we got to be the mirror for people sometimes. So
Facts.
a lot of the mirrors is not the right people. It'd be like drug dealers. It'd be like people that really are unattainable. Like it's not something that we need to be following. So I like to become the mirror that a person can see and be like, yo, he an entrepreneur. He being able to make all of these multi-million dollars and things of that nature, had these connections, being cool with people like Kenn, and I can be able to do that too. So that's kind of why, I kind of put on the social currency. I put on the actual attributes that they need to see. You feel me?
but that would take a lot of time, especially like in the city where I'm from, where I'm at, and trying to reach the people I'm trying to reach. They can hear you talk all you want to talk, but when they see how you living and see what you're doing, they listen a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to do that. You got to put on the jewelry, put on the clothes, pull out the whips. You got to do what you got to do to get the attention of the people. But when they listening,
we're going to miss people. I don't want to miss nobody. I want to, if it's a look, because I remember how I was, bro. I remember how I grew up. I'm from Philly. So in Philly, we don't see no Lambos. We don't see no Rolls Royces. Ain't nobody coming to the hood with not even a nice Mercedes. On God, like we don't see them. We see little Toyota Corollas, minivans and all of that. We don't see none of this stuff. Or people like me, unless you can be a hooper, you can be a actor, rapper, or a drug dealer. That's the only people we see that look like this and make actually that we can mirror. Like, yo, he black, he like me. But he do this. That's what we gonna mirror. So sometimes we gotta show him, like, yo, you can have all that lifestyle too, and be an entrepreneur and do it straight and narrow, and you can come from where we came from and make it. You feel me? So that's why I really be doing it like that.
Nah, that's how you supposed to do it. Like I said before, I got a 14-year-old son, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, what he understand is the cars, the jewelry, all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I had to understand, like, Kenn, you got to pipe up just a little bit if you want to get the attention. Even if you want to just make your son listen to you a little bit more. You his daddy. But if Pushman tell him something pulling up in that whip, in that Lambo, he might listen a little bit quicker than he listen to you, Dad.
Man, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. It just make them respect you. Like it's a lot to do with our culture. But at the end of the day, it even worked for the other cultures too, because it's like, all right, cool, he could be like this, but he like this. So I get it. But I like to always put that message out there, like, but us being humble, I think it just literally gets you overlooked for real. It do. And like I might have an opportunity that people don't have just because I simply put myself out there for who I am. Like I am a person who has these options.
And honestly, like just being around people like you, being around other entrepreneurs, I'm really starting to understand that. Like as you notice, like I've been trying to be out there a little bit more because I understand, I get it, I see it.
Bro, it's just like you got to let them know what time it is, because a lot of us we gonna miss you. And I don't want nobody to miss Kenn. Like you a goat out here. And I really want people to know that, because it's so funny. So like me, I got VAs, but I be looking for better VAs and trained ones already, so I don't gotta train them. And they be like, yeah, man, I went to Kenn, man. Kenn got me this one. Man, I was so thankful for Kenn, because different people, bro. Not even. I'm like, what? Yo, we gotta get with Kenn and get our VAs up, because that's how strong your social currency is. And there's a lot of people do. Everybody got the VA companies, man. My boy Neo got one. Everybody got the VA companies. But is everybody not saying, yo, you gotta go to this person? You know how our circle is. And they saying go to you.
And I'm probably the only one that ever flew to the Philippines.
Probably the only one that they got an office in the Philippines. I think Neo did too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's even a
Neo got
one. The Caymans, the Grand Caymans.
But I didn't even know Neo had a.
Oh yeah, Neo, look. That's what I'm
saying.
That's what I'm saying. You feel what I'm saying? So, but everybody knows that you got it, and they all in the same circle. But he got a company too out there. I think he bought his VA a house. You know what I'm saying? That's serious. So let's talk about that for a second. So why would I, instead of me hiring somebody in the U.S., instead of me going and putting out an ad on LinkedIn or whatever what's the jobs, snag a job, trying to find people to work for me, versus doing that, why would I just get a virtual assistant?
Why would you just get a virtual assistant versus hiring someone locally? A few different reasons. One, it's really inexpensive to hire your VA. You can hire a full-time VA, $500-$600 a month, versus paying someone locally a couple of $1,000s a month. Right? You say, for example, you hired your customer service person for $2,000 a month. You could hire your whole customer service team for $2,000 if you hire with virtual assistants.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And one of the other reasons specifically I like hiring in the Philippines, I hire from all over the world, but my main hiring spot is in the Philippines. Why? Because the English, the communication skills. As you know, English is a second language in the Philippines. They start learning English from kindergarten. You ride down the streets in the Philippines, every sign you see going to be in English, no other language, right? So English and the communication. The other thing is most Filipinos have college education or some type of college degree. You know, you got all these large corporations in the Philippines and they're sponsoring, putting these VAs and putting these Filipinos through college so potentially they can work for them one day. So you got a lot of VAs with college education or some type of college experience. Secondly, the culture, right? They're used to our culture. They study our culture. They want to be us, actually. You know what I'm saying? They love working for Americans, unlike a lot of other places around the world. But that's specifically why I like hiring from the Philippines.
That's dope. So of course the cost of living over there is lower, which makes sense to why we could pay them less, but it's actually equivalent to what they would need to survive.
Yep.
You feel me? So a lot of people get confused about that, like, oh, you underpaying them, but no, we not underpaying them. We paying them what their cost of living is.
Actually paying them more because the minimum wage in the Philippines is $10 a day.
$10 a day.
That's the minimum wage. That's equivalent to $1.25 an hour. We bring VAs in, hiring them for $4, $5, $6, $7 an hour. We already paying them more than what probably anybody in their family getting paid.
Crazy.
Probably more than any of their friends getting paid. So we bring them in, hiring them and paying them more than what they're used to. Even though it's $5, $6, $7 an hour, it don't seem like a lot. It's already 2-3 times more than what they're used to in the Philippines.
Crazy. And you know how I found out about that? One of my mentees, Jesse, he out in L.A. They got a car rental company called Donut Exotics. But long story short, he from over there, and he like, yo, I just wanted to, because I told him I had VAs, and he kind of talked to one. And he was like, yo, I just want to say I appreciate you because you providing jobs for us. And, you know, those jobs like really fund the whole town where he from.
Yeah.
The whole town where he from is funded, and it's like they keeping the power on, the lights on for us giving them jobs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that right there too. So we providing jobs over there and paying them more, like you said, more than what they used to getting paid.
Yeah.
And we actually getting service that'll end up being better than the productivity than the people that we hire in the States.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about that. Why are they more productive, you think?
A few different reasons. Like, one, it's hard to get jobs in the Philippines. So when you get one, you hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? You try to do the best you can to stay there, right? Just like we found a really great job we're going to try to stay there.
Facts.
Especially we come up not being able to have a job. And,
That's reality.
You know, that's one thing. The other thing is just being a virtual assistant. It's the culture in the Philippines that used to wanting to be virtual assistants when they get older, wanting to work for Americans when they get older. So that's another thing. And secondly, we pay them well. You know, and back to your other point, one of the things, of course, having a virtual assistant company, I love giving VAs jobs, right? Providing hundreds of VAs a job. I love providing business owners VAs. But what I love most is if I got a bunch of VAs and if I know how to hire the right way, all that is that means I got a whole pool of resources, a whole pool of skills that I can utilize to do whatever hell I want to do with. So that's the benefit of knowing how to hire, and that's the benefit of having VAs, not just making money from it, but just knowing you got a whole pool of resources where you can tap into and do anything you want to do.
How you make money from having a VA company?
A few different reasons, a few different ways. Working with business owners, right? So they pay us a fee for either hiring VAs, training VAs for them, or either managing VAs for them. So a lot of people already have VAs, but they may come to my company and say, hey, Ken, I want you guys to train my VAs for me. Or, hey.
Do you have VAs that train other people's VAs?
Let me tell you something, right? Yep. Wow. I got VAs that train other VAs. So I got a program that I call VA Training Certification Academy. I got about 10,000 VAs in the academy, right? Online academy where they learn all they want to learn, over 50 different courses, private Facebook group where they get to come in, tap in, get mentorship from other VAs. But what happened was I had about 12 VAs that have been working for me for over 2 years, right? And they was killing it, some of the best VAs I ever had. And I was just trying to figure out ways for them to make extra money, right? And trying to figure out ways how to lower my expenses paying them, right? So I had to figure out a way how to turn my payroll into a paycheck, right?
Bars.
So what I had to do was I said, okay, cool. I got these 12 virtual assistants. They're all great in what they do, everything from sales, customer service, social media management, running ads, all of that. how can I make money from these VAs, but also how can I put them in a position to where they're teaching, learning, and they're elevating themselves. So I created the academy. So I let them start teaching and training other VAs for other business owners. So now not only do the business owner pay us to train, they're teaching, they're coaching, they feel good now because they ain't just VAs no more, right? And now they're making extra money.
Okay, that's dope,
So and outside of them training, they're still working for me.
Right.
So now I turn my payroll into a paycheck where I don't have to come out of pocket no more paying them. They cover their own salary.
Crazy. You just canceled all your expenses. Now you got free VAs that's more productive than people in the U.S., man. I'm going to be real with you. I hired one VA, and it made me want to fire everybody that worked for me. I'm just keeping it being with you.
That's how it is.
And it's cheaper, and they more productive. They having a meeting in the morning, and we all in we all in the Zoom call in the morning, and they like, look, we got to have this for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm like, damn, let me log into the Zoom. They put all the meetings for the future meeting. Everything is productive because that's all they doing.
Yeah.
Now, when you get somebody in the U.S., people trying to balance multiple jobs, do all these different things, and keep up with the Joneses at the same time. So now you got people in the Philippines, they like, look, man, we about to turn this, man. Like, they really serious. You know how somebody start working for you, they say, man, I'm going to turn you up. That's a videographer. I'm going to turn you up. I'm about to do this, do that, da-da-da-da. But they got 80 other people they trying to do that for too, right? Yep. But when you hire a VA, they going to focus on you. They going to build your brand up. They going to be doing it. That's going to be their real job. Yeah. And they going to be productive. And they going to be getting overpaid, they feel like. And you paying $500 a month.
Yeah, man, I went through that phase too where I want to get rid of every local person I had working for me. Like, I ain't going to lie. But what I had to do was I realized I can't just have my people working for me. What I did was I had them as managers, and they started managing the VAs that I brought in.
Gotcha.
Right? And then I ain't feel so bad no more. I was able to get rid of a bunch of people, but I still kept some on and just let them be managers. And then I hired hundreds of VAs. I only probably had 5 local people working for me.
Nah, that's true. See, that's what I was trying to do. So me and you gonna get together about this though. I gotta get my brothers together. Like, I don't even want them running around doing that no more, dog. We want to get this thing zip tight. Like, I don't want to have to pay nobody extra. I'm going to make it make sense for them, and they manage and whatever. But, so we start companies with VAs, like literally. So, it could be our tax prep companies. Look, the VAs. We do credit repair, VAs. I mean, for me to get a VA that can do anything, get everything typed up, the letters typed up, have it already sent up, send it to an email. I print them out, get somebody to mail them. I got one dude who just mail everything. Yeah,
man. I own a tax company too, and I haven't touched a tax return in over 3 years. Like, sometimes I don't know what be going on. I had to get an update from the team.
Bro, it's real. I don't know what be going on in none of my companies. Yeah. And you know what? That's when I know it's a problem. When I know something, I'm like, hold on, whoa. Yeah. What are we talking about?
Yeah, man.
That's like for real. And so that comes with also CEO training. Have you ever had CEO training?
Nah.
Like that, because what happens is the business can outgrow you.
Yeah.
Right? And that happens to all of us, especially if your business is successful.
Yeah.
It's going to outgrow you because we haven't been there before. Yeah. So if you started a business ever at any point in life, you start a business and then you start making more money than you ever made before, the business is going to naturally outgrow you. Yeah. That's why companies, Fortune 500 companies, they get boards, they get chairmans, and they have a whole thing set up to scale the company and keep everything going because the business can outgrow you. So when my business started to outgrow me, I get training to be able to come back and be able to know what the hell going on. Because when a business touch millions and then we invest in money out of that company into insurance and all this different stuff, I be having to get trained. I be like, hold on, wait now. Let me get up out of here. Yeah. I put somebody else in my space, put a little CFO right there. It could be a VA. Yeah. It could be, somebody from the States. But either way, once I get somebody who knows what they're doing at that position, then I get trained by them and another, a person who's coming from where I'm trying to go. Yeah. And then I jump back in there.
Yeah, so I never really had CEO training. I put managers in place. But the one thing I had to make sure that I started doing for all my businesses is I got to have weekly team meetings, you know what I'm saying, with my VAs, couple of weekly team meetings in the beginning of the week, end of the week, just so I can stay updated and know what's going on. And that helps a whole lot, too. You got to have them meetings. If not, man, your VA is going to be running your whole company, all the day-to-day operations, and you ain't going to know what the hell going on. And they're going to be running it great.
They're going to run it good.
Successfully.
You're going to be like, what is this? I had to. When I came into a meeting, I was like, wait, what is that? He's like, man, Mitch, we've been doing this for 2-3 months now. I'm like, All right, man. Wait, let me
Yeah.
call my CPA.
Man.
Make sure this chick
Yeah.
okay. But it be like that sometimes.
Yeah, but
All right, so this part of the show, I like to ask people to make us some money. So teach us how to make some money in 2022. Give us a play that we can run?
Couple plays you can run. Well, I'm gonna just say this, right? Like one of the other benefits that I love about having a VA company, and just knowing how to hire, period, it helps us eliminate any excuse why we can't start any business that we want to start. Just like you said, right? Starting these different companies. When you wake up tomorrow, you say, "Hey, I want to start a credit repair company," right? It's easy. Just get with somebody got a credit repair company. Of course, get some game and learn a little bit, but it's easy to say, okay, cool, I want to start a credit repair company. I know a credit repair company broke it down to 5 different departments, right? Marketing, sales, onboard, dispute, customer service, right? Mm-hmm. Now what you got to do is go and hire you 5 VAs. Somebody that can do marketing, somebody can do sales, somebody can do onboarding, somebody do your dispute, somebody do your customer service. Now you got the whole backbone of a whole company, right? All you got to do is get a little knowledge, get a little education, or bring somebody in with credit repair experience already, and now you got a whole company, right? Or if it's a graphic design company you want to pick up and start tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. So I like to say, first identify what you want to do, what you want to create, what you want to build, right? Whether you got to take a little course, get an ebook, read, get a little knowledge, bring somebody in, but go out and know how to hire VAs, know how to build your team, and you can start any damn business that you want to start. Like that's just that ain't no direct advice, you know what I'm saying? But it's advice enough to let you know, like, anything you want to do, you can start, no matter what company it is, what type of company it is. It's a blueprint.
It's a blueprint. And that's what really people need, because a lot of us, because I'm in coaching, I'm in mentorship and things of that nature. So when you get to speaking with people and teaching them how to do things, if you leave the canvas blank, they won't know where to go. If you don't put an address in the GPS, they don't know where to go. So you got to give them a few strategies, so a few blueprints to lead them in the right direction. I think that does lead them in the direction. You gave them really a whole floor plan for credit repair company.
Yeah, well, yeah, damn, I did.
Literally. and who to hire for and what it takes. Now, even just any business that it doesn't require. So I always tell people this, like, take a piece of paper, split it down the middle, write down all the things that need to be done for the business, right? Yeah. And then what do you have to do personally? Yeah. You put your name on one side, you put employees on the other side. Yeah. And then anything that you can delegate, you can hire a VA to pretty much do those jobs, right? Yeah. Or you can hire one to do multiple, but long as they're going to be able to do it efficiently.
Yeah, I always teach that too, right? So whatever company you're trying to create to start, break that company down to different departments first, right? And then, or whatever company you're running now, break your company down to a different department, because we all work, we all grind, and we all do everything in our business. But most of the time, we don't have those different departments broken down in our business, right? Do that first. And then, like you said, everything that you're doing on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, write that stuff down, maybe 50 things, maybe 100 different tasks that you're doing. Write that down. And I always say, highlight everything green on that list that you like doing and you love doing. Right? Mm-hmm. Next, highlight everything on that list red that you don't like doing and you're not great at doing. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be things that we want to start doing in our business that we're not currently doing because we don't know how to do. Mm-hmm. Maybe running ads or whatever it is. Write that stuff on that list as well and highlight that yellow. Now what happens is, most times when we're working in our business and we're busy all day long, we're mostly doing stuff that we are good at doing or we like doing. That's most times the stuff we spend the most time doing, right? Because we like doing, we enjoy doing it. Let the stuff on that green list be some of the stuff that you start outsourcing first. Also, the stuff that we enjoy doing the most is probably the easiest thing to start training somebody else how to do, right?
That's a fact.
So that's the stuff you start kind of outsourcing first.
Right.
And then the goal is, as a business owner, just to start freeing up your time, getting a little bit of your time back. Yeah. Getting a couple of hours a day back. That's a lot of times we do things that may take 5 minutes here, 20 minutes there. We're doing it over and over and over. We look up and we're like, damn, where the time done went.
Exactly.
Right? Because we're busy doing so many things that we should easily be outsourced to somebody else. I always say this, right? As a business owner, you got to identify how much your time is worth, right? If you're a coach, consultant, no matter what you is, say, for example, if you say my time is worth $500 an hour, right? But you're stuck in your business doing 3 hours of administrative work, 3 hours of minimum wage activities that somebody else can be doing for you, that's $1,500 that you just potentially lost that you could have made. Exactly. But what if you could hire your VA to come in for $3 an hour, let them work for those 3 hours. Now your outsourcing cost is only $9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't want to hire somebody to work 3 hours for them for $9, right?
No brainer. It's a no brainer. Like me, I got VAs doing coaching calls, man. I'm gonna be real with you. So it's just
So how about this? I got a coach that's paying my VA to do coaching calls for them, and they pay me $100 a call that my VAs do for.
You feel me? Say that one more time in slow motion.
I got somebody. I got a coach with a coaching program, and they're paying me to have my VA coach their students. They pay me $100 for every 30-minute phone call that my VAs do for them with their students. So I'm getting about $12,000 a month from this one coach, and I ain't doing nothing. My VA's just making phone calls all day long, coaching them through running ads. And
It's
that's
crazy. And that's the play in it, and a lot of people are not going to catch it. But it's all about time. It's all about freedom. So like me, I want to be able to run businesses, make a lot of money and things of that nature, then also have my time to go live. A lot of us have a whole life where we ain't live.
I ain't live, man.
You feel what I'm saying? We got our parents that lived the whole life and ain't live.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you how I actually jumped and flew over to the Philippines, right? So I ran a successful credit repair company for 5 years, right? Killing it, had 700 plus credit repair clients. This I started 8 years ago. Everybody now tapping into credit repair. I was doing this 8 years ago. Ran for 5 years. And at the time, my son's mom was murdered, right? So she was helping me out in the business. It was just me and her. So when that situation happened, I was stuck. Of course, I was grieving, going to the counseling with my son. We crying together, going to the wake, going to the funeral. And at the same time, I still had these clients calling me all day long. They didn't care about nothing besides what's going on with my credit report. Right. So here I am in my situation, right? And I'm stressed out. Like, I'm burnt out. I down there went crazy. You know what I'm saying? One, trying to deal with my family, deal with my kids, but also trying to deal with these 700 plus credit repair clients that didn't care about my situation.
Right.
And I ended up went through a situation to where I literally had a mental breakdown. Like, I needed just a pause. I needed to take 2 weeks off and just get my mind right, but I didn't have nobody in my business that could help me, that could step in and help me, right? So I ended up literally walking away from my business. 700 plus clients. I gave all those clients to another company, right? And I literally walked away. I took a break for about 3 months off. I ain't do nothing but spend time with my kids. And what I realized was all I needed was 1 or 2 people in my company to help me. All I needed was probably a virtual assistant to let me take a week off, let me take 2 weeks off and get my mind right. And I ain't had that. But I made a decision like, nothing is more important than my time. Nothing's more important than my freedom. Nothing's more important than my kids and my family. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how much money we're making in our business, right, nothing's more important than time.
At all.
Nothing more important than time. So I made a decision, like anything I do moving forward, any business I create, any project I start, I'm going to do it with a team. I'm going to do it. I ain't going to do it alone.
Got to have a system, man. That's all it's about for real. With the message you just said right there, they really need to hear it because a lot of times we don't think about that when we talking about scaling companies and making money. Yeah, you might be able to scale a company up for real, but then what's going to happen when you got to keep running that company?
When you got to keep running.
And then you actually in there working in there. So I don't never start a business working in there. I don't want to, if I start a restaurant, I'm not in the kitchen cooking. I'm not taking no phone calls at the front, taking reservations. There's no way I'm doing that. But a lot of people, because we was taught that way. Like, you know, you got to start somewhere. Oh, you start a cleaning company, you got to clean up the house first. No, you do not.
Man, we were taught to grind all day, grind it all night, get up at 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? No sleep, right? You know, that's how we grew up.
Nah, it's crazy,
Listen to these speakers and everything.
Yeah, and then when you look up, you be like that. Then you start to realize the harder you work, the less money you make.
The less money
because
you make.
you spending your time working.
And
that's the thing. Because like I seen my boy Magic Johnson said, the same amount of time it take to make $1 million, you can make $100 million.
Yep.
And if you know that one fact and you really receive that messaging, that means that what I'm spending my time on, it should be making, I should be able to make this amount of money doing it. That means that if I can possibly make $1 million this time, I can make $100 million that time, I'm gonna prioritize my time the right way.
Yeah.
And when you work in your business, you can't think about scaling.
You can't.
Literally you cannot. Like if I start a business and I'm working in it, how I'm gonna be thinking about what upgrades I could do to my company when I'm in it. Yeah. I'm taking phone calls. I'm responding to emails.
You just in survival mode.
Yo, what? It's impossible. So that's what it really does. It relieves you to. So if you hire VAs for your company and you free up time for yourself to even start being able to think, then you're gonna be like, damn, we only making $10,000 a month doing this. If we would have been doing this, you couldn't even think about
Yeah.
it because you was in it.
You was in it.
But you step out of that joint, you be like, yo, you know what? If we add this right here, we making $40,000 a month.
Yeah, and you realize, man, like if you do your research, like a lot of inventions that were created, a lot of billion-dollar companies that were created, it was because the CEO had a lot of leisure time. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of time where he didn't have to worry about a lot of other stuff that was going on. A lot of them created businesses in college when they had free time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? One stressing out, right?
Nah, for
they was
real.
able to think. And develop their plan, develop their business. And that's a thing now. A lot of us are stuck working 18, 20 hours a day where we ain't got time to sit back and think. We ain't got time to think about how to scale, how to really grow, how to remove ourselves. And we know we need a break, but a lot of us ain't got time to take a break because we doing every damn thing in our business.
It's crazy, bro. It's the way the world set you up. And it's how we train, though, even from grade school. We train to get ready to do this, all the messaging. We train to be worker bees. So we can't see it because we're a part of the proximity. But when your proximity changes or you watch podcasts like this, you'll be like, oh, well shit, Ken said you ain't got to work in the business.
Yeah.
And that might be the only thing they needed to see to change their mindset. Other than that, they're going to be like everybody else because we sheeple as people.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So not only they ain't got to work in their business, not only they need a VA so they ain't got to work in their business. And I be every time I interview with somebody, I always talk about me being a high school dropout, me having a GED. Because I want people to realize you ain't got to be the smartest in the room.
At all.
You ain't got to have all the resources.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? The main thing that we got to know how to do is, one, self-assess ourselves and understand where we need the most help at in our business and most help at in our life, right? Mm-hmm. And then two, being able to go and ask for help, right? And being able to go and get the help, whether it's looking at podcasts like this, jumping into your program or my program, but getting the help that we need. And then taking advantage of the help, you know what I'm saying, and doing it. So
you got a program? Do you coach?
I coach. I got a private mentorship program.
You got a mentorship
program. Yeah,
I
don't have a course. Yeah, course coming next month, but I do got a 4-week mentorship program.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming next month.
Coming next month.
You gonna give them a discount for them watching the podcast?
Definitely, you know it. They get the Pushman discount.
Okay, say less. That's all I need to hear.
No fluff discount. Let me say that.
So, but we're gonna wait for that to drop, and we're gonna add the link right here underneath this episode, actually. So, but I want to ask you two things before we get off. So, what's next? What's the new thing? What's next for you?
Man, what's next for me is, I'm big into philanthropy. I'm big into kids and youth. Just had a big meeting down at State Capitol yesterday, and with a bunch of other educators and things like that. One of the things that I'm doing and where I'm moving into is taking all of my access to these virtual assistants that I have. Oh, by the way, I ain't even say I just did a partnership with 5 universities in the Philippines, so they're sending me students to come work as interns. Right, but I ain't mentioned that yet. But
goat talk. Let's go, bro.
But one of the things that I'm doing moving forward, man, I'm taking the assets of the VAs that I have, and I'm creating an environment where kids can get tutoring, they can get free homework help, and they can just get caught up on their schoolwork. I'm trying to partner with some of the schools, and I'm just using VAs to do it, right? Tutoring right now is $50 an hour to tutor kids, but what if I can hire VAs, bring them in and let them tutor these kids for $2 an hour? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like for me, I pulled my son in 5th grade. My son was in school acting up because his mom passed away and all of that stuff in 5th grade. I pulled him out, started homeschooling him, right? Before that, he was in the IEP reading class. Pulled him out, started homeschooling him. And I had VAs help me build out his curriculum, help me stay on the Zoom call with him every single day, tutor him, and help him get through his homeschool work. And I saw what the difference it made in his life, right? For writing his first book when he was in 6th grade, selling thousands of books to different schools, going on the whole HBCU tour, speaking, performing, doing all of that stuff. Even outside of just the school work, the VAs built a curriculum where they was showing him how to edit videos, do social media marketing, all of that stuff as part of his school work. He made a couple videos, went viral, all of that stuff, right? And he was only 12, 13 years old. And I said, damn, it's good to be able to do it for my son, but how can I do it for all the other youth that's out here? All the other youth that was like me when I was 14 years old, 6 months away from being a dad, and I ain't know what the hell to do. I ain't have no mentors. I ain't have no resources. How can I provide what I wish I would have had? And that's somebody to come in, help me, right? Of course, get caught up with school and all that stuff, but be able to help me learn other things that I need to learn that's going to help me benefit and help me make some money as a teenager. So I'm incorporating these VAs, and I'm creating virtual learning assistants that's going to be going into the schools, partnering with these parents, partnering with the schools and the students to help them get caught up on work and learn.
Boy, yo, listen, y'all need to start following the right people. Drop your Instagram real quick.
Kenn Collier. Kenn Collier, KENNCOLLIER.
Make sure y'all follow my boy on Instagram. Make sure y'all go show him some love. Especially after y'all see this episode, I want y'all to make sure y'all go show him love after this episode, because what he's doing is not only for himself, he's doing it in a philanthropy style, and he's really giving back. I've seen you doing it, but you invited Ty and them out there, and y'all was always giving back to different schools, going to speak and stuff like that, bro. That's the stuff that I want to do. Like, we call that our heart work, bro, because at the end of the day, I ain't never seen nobody like you, like a Ty, like all of them guys come up to my school and be like, yo, we doing this, and we just want to give back and do things. Man, I don't never see that. We see that on TV across the, on the East Coast somewhere where we ain't even at. And I'd be like, yo, I wonder what it would be like if we started doing that stuff more. Yeah. So I really got to give you flowers for that, bro. Yeah,
man. And shout out to him, too. And shout out for you earlier about talking about not being humble. Like, I do a lot of work in the community. I rarely show it, bro.
Yeah.
I rarely show it. And I had a conversation with Ty. He said, kid, you got to start showing it. And then
true.
Recently, as you see, just about every weekend, I just been showing what I do, like in the community, what I do in real life outside of the internet.
You know why I say that, too? Because a lot of people, like, when you film what you do, some people try to hate on it, but they hate on everything.
Yeah.
But the reason why you should show it is because it's going to inspire other people in your position to do it, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, instead of us doing these challenges where we dancing and doing dumb stuff, it can be a challenge where, look, man, I ain't gonna lie, we giving back to the school today. We buying the bus for the school. We getting jerseys for the team.
Yeah.
They can't afford to get their names on the back. Whatever. We doing different things. That should be the new cool thing, especially for our culture, our community. So what you be doing is important. That's that hard work. So when I seen you do it, I'm like, yo, Ty called me right after. Yo, man, this shit that Kenn is doing is crazy. Bro, we got to be, we really got to, you know what I'm saying?
And I be in the hood with it.
That's what I'm saying. That's where we from, though. We from that. Like, where I'm from, look, bro, I went to Longstreth Elementary. I went to Walnut, Bartram, Pepper, all these is hood schools in Philly where we had to walk to go to school. We rumbling on the way to school, you know what I'm saying? No, the bus breaking down. I remember us, we had to switch schools in the middle of the year because of Hurricane Floyd. It was a long time ago. But I had to switch schools, and we had to go across the city. Our bus broke down on the way there. We just walked to school.
Yeah.
Like, it was like 5 miles away.
Yeah.
We just walked to school. Like, it was different. We was from a different, like, era, though. But long story short is that we ain't never had nobody that came around and did nothing like that. So us being from that, we need to go back to that and help that out. You know what I'm saying? And be able to show it.
Yes, sir.
The reason we showing ain't to boast. It's just to literally inspire, because I was inspired when I seen it. Immediately when I saw it, I was like, bro, that boy Kenn going crazy right now.
Yeah.
I need to be doing that type of swag too, bro. Like, because we take it for granted sometimes. We got a lot of stuff that we can be given.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I see my boy J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith was like, oh man, we'll go to the club and we'll spend $60,000 and all of this. We'll go here and spend that, but we won't go and feed 2,500 people in the hood.
Yeah.
And it ain't even close to half it. Like, we only got to spend that much.
Yeah. Man, what I had to realize, man, it take people like you to have these conversations with me, right? Like, we wake up and just do what we do every day just because it's part of what we do. It's normal to us, right? But I had to realize, like, we ain't normal. You know, so the stuff we do ain't normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once I realized that, I'm like, man, Kenn, you got to start showing off what you do a little bit more. You got to help get other people involved in it. But it took me to realize, like, just a conversation like this, like, even from what you saying, you know what I'm saying, and how you saying, like, damn, you got to be out there next time. It helped me realize, like, what you do, Kenn, it ain't a normal thing that happens every single day. It ain't even normal. We ain't normal. How our brain work ain't normal.
It ain't.
Ain't normal.
It make a difference, though.
Yeah.
And we don't know. Like, I do lives, like, every day, right? And a lot of people don't get it. But I'm inspiring so many people. And when I don't do it, like, I'm missing people. Like, they be like, yo, Mitch, man, you don't know what you did. Yeah. You don't know what you do when you get on here, man. When you showing me this. Just like me just doing what I do.
Just do what you do.
Like, I've been doing, like, before Instagram, like, before I started doing the courses, all of that stuff, right? I'm having Lambos, Rolls Royces. You know what I mean? I'm staying in the penthouse. I wasn't teaching nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm, like, literally, like, I'm just living my life. You know what I'm saying? But then I met Neo. And Neo, like, man, you got all these cars, man. You living this life that everybody want to live, man. You ain't teaching nobody this, man. You kind of selfish, bro.
Yeah.
And then we went and did that giveaway at Kroger. out there on
that
West Side.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
So we went out and did that. We gave like 40,000, and then we did it at Walmart and gave away 100,000. And that let me. I was like, yo, it's crazy. They never seen nothing like this.
Never seen nothing like it.
We pulling up in Lambos, parking them outside. This before Instagram right here for me.
Shit, I ain't never
wasn't
seen
even
that.
on the
I ain't
gram.
never seen nothing like it. So I started hanging around y'all a bit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So
but we have the ability
yep.
to do it.
Yep.
And then when we did that, guess what they did in Detroit? They did the same thing in Detroit. My
Inspire
boy
so many
Business
people.
Builder Bees, he did
Yep.
that down here in Miami.
In Miami.
So we inspiring people too by doing it, and they inspiring us. So that's why we gotta. That's why we can't be like humble, like every now and again I help people, but really you go out there doing something that everybody need to see, because that's what they do see.
Yeah.
They see us fighting, they see us talking shit to each other, they see us stealing from each other, killing each other, but they don't see us giving back. And then guess what they do when we do it? Oh man, I wouldn't show it off. Bro, we show that too, because you do that, and we need it. So I'm gonna wrap it up. This was a dope episode, bro. I appreciate you coming. This is what you call a real no fluff episode. We got to learn a lot. And then, bro, keep doing your thing, bro. Flowers, man.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Real quick, before we get up out of here, you guys got VAs, right? I got a VA Training Certification Academy, right? It's absolutely free. Like, you can enroll your VAs into it. They get all the training that they want to get. It's VACertificationacademy.com. Just go there and enroll your VAs. And the reason I'm doing it, like you said, giving back, I want to be able to provide, educate, and provide not only my people over here, but thousands of VAs where they can get educated, learn, get upskilled, so they can keep their job, get more job, and make more money so they can take care of their families as well. It's one thing to make money from what I'm doing, but I had to figure out a way how to provide a service to the VAs and to other people that's inspired and want jobs themselves. So VA Training Certification Academy.
VA Training, what?
VA Training and Certification Academy.
VA Training and Certification Academy. The link gonna be right below this episode. That's this episode of No Fluff, man. I see y'all next week. Y'all know what time it is. We out.
All these whips, I feel like Mitch.